Let's get ready for this.
If you want to know about the Nibelheim incident, Sephiroth's departure to darkness, everything in great detail.
Sex in my meat, sex in a meat shop, fucking in a meat shop, sex in the meat shop. Boy, I'll be sex in the meat shop, sex in the meat shop. I'll be bumping and grinding against some raw meat in my meat shop. Be bumping and grinding so hard, I will grab your ponytail and make you choke on it. Pull the hair back, mother. I'll stick my dick inside you in the meat shop. Yeah, the meat shop! What's up, my archfiends of chaos? This is me, your king of the night, VincentValentine Turk. And if you could guess which theme I'm actually end up playing for the video, and it's good. The theme I'm actually playing is Genesis' theme from Crisis Core. So you already know this is going to be Genesis video again, and I'm on my Final Fantasy VII kick. Now, since he's also on Dirgeofcerberus, I wanted to talk about one thing. Has VincentValentine met Genesis, the true person the person who conspired and helped build Deep Ground the way it was? The subject that we know as the Big Brother? Well, here's the full thing. Now, when you're in Dirgeofcerberus and you go gather up Shinra type of, when you go gather up Shinra data's involving Project G, and then you talk to one of the WRO members that knows of the existence of G, even though Shinra wiped out any existence of G and A, which is Genesis and Angel. VincentValentine only knows of Genesis through G reports that he finds in Nibelheim Manor all the way through the end of the game. But he's actually never met the person responsible for this. He's only thought Weiss the Accumulant and Hojo and Nero were the ones responsible for Omega's resurrection and everything in it. Even though, yes, Hojo actually played his hand into causing that to happen, I think the original plan came from Genesis, so maybe it's possible Genesis actually manipulated Hojo from the background, as well. He did teach Nero and Weiss Nero about the knowledge of rebirth as well, and so I think that's possible, but I don't think Genesis and Vincent ever crossed paths. Not only that, but Genesis didn't wake up until after the end of Dirgeofcerberus, and Vincent assumes that Weiss the Immaculate, the Emperor of Deep Ground, was the bad guy that he had to fight in the end of the game in order to stop Omega. So he did beat Omega and stuff like that. But he's only seen reports. And I think in the original Dirgeofcerberus, before Weiss the Immaculate became the main villain, I think they planted Genesis to become the main villain, considering the fact that we have Gokt in creating Genesis. And he plays a huge part. Not only that, but on the cover of the soundtrack, at least Gox contribute CD of the songs that are on the Dirgeofcerberus game. He's in his Genesis outfit. You even see the advertisement inside the Dirgeofcerberus game. So yeah, pretty much he's actually in the game. But VincentValentine and Genesis has never crossed paths, but Vincent knows of him through G reports. And maybe it's possible that Genesis knows that VincentValentine, considering he probably found out that he's defeated Weiss. And that's why at the end of Dirgeofcerberus, you see Genesis go up and say, "Brother, we've got some work to do." maybe Genesis might end up getting revenge on Vincent Valentine. Which, by the way, I don't want to keep advertising my Vincent Valentine web series, but if you want to find out what happens after Dirge of Cerberus and to see if Genesis does get his revenge on Vincent Valentine and his friends, well, the Vincent Valentine web series will explain that in detail. Now, without further advertising, without further advertisement for that, let's get back to the video. They have not crossed paths, but they have actually known each other through other things. It's kind of like the whole thing with Dr. Gero and Dragon Ball Z, where you had Dr. Gero not meeting Goku in Dragon Ball, but he knows of him through him destroying the Red Ribbon Army. Now, since Vincent Valentine has destroyed the Deep Ground Army and the Emperor, the younger brother subject of Genesis, Genesis finds out who Vincent Valentine is and is intrigued by who Vincent Valentine is. That's why he's like, brother, we've got some work to do. Because he would be interested in the man who defeated Weiss the Immaculate. Now, that's not an easy feat at all. Even Genesis knows. Like, okay, this dude's strong. This guy has to be from Soldier. This dude has to be from Soldier. Wait, it was actually an ex-Turk? Okay, he's strong. He's strong as a first-class soldier. Or even probably stronger. He took out Weiss the Immaculate? What? That's crazy. I gotta go pay this man a visit. So pretty much Genesis, at the end of the game, after he wakes up from his slumber, Genesis actually gets interested in to find out who Vincent Valentine really is. So, that's one of the code words of, well, brother, we've got some work to do, which I think it means he's going to pay Vincent a visit and get back for defeating, for bullying his little brothers, So I think that's what that means. But no, they have not crossed paths, but they know of each other. Vincent knowing of Genesis first through the G reports and the stuff that was hidden in the Shinra Manor when they call him G. Because remember, Genesis and Angeal, from the original Crisis Core, their reports and stuff like that have been scrapped. It's almost if they never existed. They scrapped any data relating to Angeal and Genesis. But there's actually some Genesis reports that were actually, saved in secret. But somehow they made it in the Nibelheim Manor. Don't know how, don't know why, but they were. So I'm guessing, those were probably earlier stuff before Crisis Core. But either way, it was actually Genesis that pushed the Deep Ground Army. It was actually Genesis that actually helped Weiss and also kind of manipulated Hojo from the background to create Deep Ground. And then to find out that Deep Ground was defeated by an ex-Turk intrigues Genesis. But yes, Genesis and Vincent Valentine has not met in person. Tell me what you think about this, and may the crystal be with you. And if you want to find out what happens after Dirge of Cerberus, support the Vincent Valentine web series, at least the trailer right now, which, I've already told you, after so many likes at the trailer and it ends up being popping really well, it will turn to a web series. But, if you want to find out what happens after Dirge of Cerberus, this is a perfect way to do that. May the crystal be with you.
眠りにつくのはまだ早い。共に終焉を奏でよう。弟よ。
We're also working on a Vincent Valentine web series, fan trailer at least, so please support JTS Productions if you want to see a Vincent Valentine, trailer, and then hopefully one day it becomes a web series, so there's that too.